Alright, so today I've got yet another unboxing. Forgive me, it might be a little bit louder in here. I've got half the pumps turned off, but I'm doing a water change. So I'm moving some fish around, so it's a little bit louder. Anyway, I want to get this open pretty quickly here, make sure everybody's okay. This was a trade that I did. So you'll see it's a heavy box. It was just kind of, I didn't really anticipate it, but you know, traded for stuff that I have multiple babies of, so why not get a little bit more variety. Oh, we got an escapee. Gonna get my garbage can over here. Escapee that dropped some turds. Okay. About to drop another turd. So this whole shipment is blood pythons and short-tail pythons. These will be available, so if you're looking for this thing, is gonna go to the bathroom on me, I reckon. I've got some other ones too, some other bloods available, so I figure why not mix it up, right? Expo season's coming up again, and you know, I already have lots of the things that we traded, so. Guys, let me put this thing away before I get into this. I just want to. Holy moly! Okay, this thing is a shit machine. What I'm gonna do here is just throw some of this paper in there. But before I go moving it, I just wanna make sure that everybody's alive and well in the box. It's kind of my main priority here. Nasty ass in there. Tell you what, blood pythons, boy can they ever crack. They don't do it often, but when they do, they do. Okay, what do we got here? This is likely the other blood python. Should be 2 blood pythons and 3 short tails. I don't know what any of these are like temperament-wise. I know the one female short tail is apparently pretty nasty. So here we go. Wow. Nice striped T-positive albino matrix. I believe is what this is. I also have a similar in size, a male T-positive albino matrix, as well as a striped matrix, het for T positive and het for T negative. So if you're looking for any combos like that, like I mean, I do have pairs. What's your face like? I think her lip is just pushed in. But pretty cool snake, beautiful snake. Really good looking. This is a great project for somebody like they're Like I said, the male I have is pretty well the same size as this, so um, so that could be a really cool project for somebody. It's very tempting to me, but I gotta stay on track here. To be honest, for me, what I would like to really get my hands on is a pair of the more southern Sumatran shorttails, like the jet black ones. Not into the chrome heads and stuff like that, but that's what I personally would really like to be working with. I'm gonna get this piece of cardboard. This turd out of here. There's an empty container and there's an empty bag. I don't know if there was initially a snake in this bag. It's just in the box. And these are the big adults. That's everything. So I think it's just an empty bag. Okay, let's I don't know where we're gonna go with here. We'll just work from one side. No, we're not gonna do that. Maybe we'll do this one first. Now these are 3 adults. One of them I'm not that familiar with, the morph. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, I don't know if these things are nasty or what, so hopefully I don't get lit up. All I know is the female is supposed to be quite nasty. So this here, I think this is the one. Maybe? I'll have to see them first. Is this? Okay, I'm gonna have to find out after I unpack the next one. One of these, I think it's this one maybe, is supposed to be called a melt or something. Some new morph, I think, out of Europe maybe. Real pretty snake, good size, right? Obviously this one is not going to come to expo season because it's a little bit too big to bring to an expo. Alright, chill. But nice thick snake. Yeah, these Borneo shorttails are really nice snakes, but because you get Borneo shorttails, Sumatran shorttails, and blood pythons. They're different. This guy appears to be pretty chill though. The camera's not picking up his head. His head's actually super orange. So it's a real pretty snake. Just gonna get him back in this bag. And then after, they'll all go into my ISO room. I'll set them all up and do all the things I do with new snakes. So that's one. See what this is. This is zip tied. Oh, my back is sore. But yeah, cool snakes. The one pair, like, I might actually keep the one pair, you know, breed them once and see if, you know, I'm into the project. We'll see. But for sure the bloods are for sale. One of these adults is for sale, and then the other pair, yeah, we'll see. I'd sell them. Okay, so this is the female. There was not so kind words to describe her personality, so we'll see. That's the deal. Oh yeah, you can tell she's doesn't really like being touched. So this is supposed to be a Granite latte. Borneo shorttail. Yeah, she's huffing and puffing pretty heavy. You can tell she doesn't like being touched. Really cool. The Granite is very similar to like the marble. Apparently the Granite's not quite as common. But, oh yeah, she's getting ready to piss everywhere, so we're just gonna put her back in there. She doesn't want to be touched. Beautiful snake. I mean, really beautiful snake. Actually, it's cool look. So we'll see. You know, if somebody doesn't scoop them up right away, maybe I'll keep them, breed them, see if I'm into it. It would be nice to see some of those cool babies out of them. So, Granite latte, Borneo, I guess. I'm not huge into the whole, you know, morph game, you know. I'm not really a morph guy. I like some of them, you know, but I'm more of a species guy. That's why I want those black Sumatrans, because they're cool. Okay, no, I got them. These things look the same. The first big one I pulled out, I think, was the male. I think he's Het Granite, possible Het Blue Ghost. No. I'm a dummy. This is the first one I pulled out, that's why it looks the same. I was like, man, these things look identical. Put him back in here. Yeah, this guy, I think, is the male. This should be the male that would go to that female there. I gotta look into that melt gene. I'm not familiar with it. I kind of tried to, not common, that's for sure. I tried to kind of look into it, couldn't find nothing on it. But I didn't look that hard. And for anybody that, you know, wants to hop in and say, oh, you shouldn't have got them if you don't know. It's still a Borneo short-tailed python. Nothing is different. It's just how the genetics work. If you breed them. So. Anyway, ooh, oh my god. Never mind. So the first one was the normal Borneo, and he's het for Granite, and I believe possible het for blue ghost. But anyway, he's the one that would be, I would breed to that female visual Granite, right? Obviously, make more Granites. This is that new one that they, I think you called it Melt. If anybody knows about that gene, let me know. Gorgeous snake, oh my god. How is that? Holy cow. Look, if I can get a top view of this sucker's head. The head is stunning on this thing. The camera's washing it out, it's super orange. Whoa. This thing is actually nicer than it was in the pictures. Even the camera just doesn't do it justice. Like, this is a nice snake. Very nice snake. Wow. This is cool. I like this thing a lot. I gotta figure out how this gene works. I don't know if it's... I'm assuming it's not a recessive trait. I don't know if it's a super form or what. I'm gonna have to find out here. Because this thing is cool. This thing is really cool. I wish I could get... I wish it would just go straight down so I could show you its the top view of its head. It's really got a real pretty reduced head on it. Wow, that's a gorgeous snake. Yeah, when I pulled out the other one, I was like, I think this is it. It's not that spectacular. It looks like a normal Borneo. That's because it was normal Borneo. This thing is cool. Doesn't like a camera. I can feel its breathing change. So yeah, great snakes. I mean, you know, if you want a big heavy-bodied snake that's not, you know, 11, 12 feet long, these are great because they're not a very active snake at all. Like, they don't require a ton of space for how big they are. Not compared to, like, you know what I mean, you get a big boa constrictor that's this thick, that's a huge snake, and an active snake, right? These guys generally will sit in the leaf litter, and they're not a very active animal, so, you know, they don't need anything ridiculously huge cage-wise. This thing is gorgeous, wow. So, yeah, kind of a quick last minute unboxing. Figured I would share some neat stuff. Yeah, if you're looking for bloods or short tails or anything, let me know. Like I said, if not, I might keep these adults for a bit. You know, see what kind of babies I can make with them, see how into it I am. But if you're interested, just let me know. Very cool. I love this thing. This thing is gorgeous. That's a cool looking snake, man. yeah, there you go. Blood pythons, Borneo short-tailed pythons. I have uh, I had a black white python slug out, so it was a bad day when that happened. So I just didn't even film any of that. I have another Papuan python clutch though, due to hatch. Probably by this weekend. Maybe this week. Probably this weekend. I think that'll be the next most exciting thing. Anyway, let me get these guys set up, sprayed down, soaked, all of that. Yeah, cool. Bloods and Borneos.